Hey everyone, it's Unyshek here, and I'm going to be doing my best to explain how 343's CSR works. As many of you guys know, CSR is Competitive Skill Ranking System. It's a 1 to 50 ranking system that 343 implemented after Halo 4's launch. They did this to appeal to many competitive gamers and try and get that competition back, and it worked for me. I've been trying to get a lot of 50s, and I must say the Flood 50 is the hardest 50 I've had to get so far. And taking a look at the gameplay, this is actually my 50 game that got me my 50 in Flood, so it's pretty interesting and pretty relevant of a gameplay. So enjoy that in the background. But back to the CSR system. Team CSR is based purely off of wins. So the only thing that matters is getting your team the victory. Being a selfless player and playing the objective is a must in a Team CSR playlist. But an individual CSR playlist, which is SWAT, Snipers, Rumble Pit, and Flood, is based purely off of your individual performance. It doesn't matter how your teammates do, whether you win or you lose the game. The only thing that matters is outscoring the other players. So you outscore people in Rumble Pit and Flood by actually winning the game. But in SWAT and Snipers, if your team loses, you can still go up ranks as long as you individually outperform every other person in the game. Now I'm going to give a few examples and explain and hopefully clarify any questions you guys have. For Team CSR, let's say 4 level 10s match up against 4 level 40s. These level 40s are expected to beat the pants off of these level 10s, and these level 10s are expected to lose by a decent amount. But if these level 10s pull off an underdog victory, the system is going to realize, hey, they should not be level 10s if they were able to beat a bunch of level 40s. So it's going to give them a handsome boost to their next level. Whereas these level 40s on the other side of this are going to be affected negatively and probably very severely for losing to someone at such an extreme CSR difference. Now, if we take that same kind of example and apply it to individual CSR, we're going to have, let's say, a level 48 in Flood is matching up against the average Flood rank, which is probably around a 22. And if this Flood 48 player is not getting first place in his individual CSR playlist, he's going to be negatively affected. And it's going to be pretty dang harsh, because being outplayed by a level 22 when you're a 48 is really going to hurt your individual CSR. But this level 22 is going to be rewarded handsomely, much like the 4 level 10s. The game's going to be like, whoa, if he was able to outplay a 48, then he should not be a level 22. We should give him a higher ranking and see how he does against people at that high ranking. And these are just examples. Note, if you actually are matching up against 48s when you're 22, it's rare, but it does actually happen, especially in Flood where people aren't really the highest ranking and you have people that are actually trying to get their 50. And you'll see these level 22s are usually going to match each other, especially in team playlists. So there's not really a need to worry about matching high ranks, but when you do match a high rank, it is very important that you beat them because it can give you such a boost. If you're a bunch of level 20s and you match up against a bunch of other level 20s, beating them, yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, you're better than them. So if you got a bunch of 25s and you match a bunch of 25s, you'll probably go up to a 26. But yeah, like I said, if you're a bunch of level 20s and you match up a bunch of level 40s, you're expected to lose. But if you actually win, it's going to be like, whoa, 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 they should not be level 20s. They should be at least level 28s, and it'll boost them astronomically higher to the next rank. Next, we're going to look at individual CSR and your performance within the game. If you're a level 22 and you barely beat a level 48, the game will be like, okay, yeah, that's nice of you. But what's really going to matter is if you sit there and you're a level 22 and you get 1,000 points in a game and the level 48 gets second by a decent amount. So he's got maybe a couple hundred points and you've got 1,000 points. You're going to go way, way up in your individual CSR. But if you're a 48 and you match up against a bunch of level 22s, you're expected to beat them. And when you outplay them, nothing's really going to matter. But if you actually destroy and demolish these level 22s, the system will take that into consideration. So if you get over 100 kills against a bunch of level 22s in a flood match, it's going to be like, okay, let's probably give him a 49 instead of keeping him at a 48. And if a level 22 sits there and he gets 100 kills on a bunch of level 48s, there's no way he's still sitting in the 20s. But if a 48 barely beats the level 22, it's not really going to matter that much because he's supposed to beat that level 22. Alright guys, that's going to be just about it, and I hope that I answered most of you guys' questions about CSR. But if not, leave your question in the comment section below, and I will be very active to answer any questions about CSR. And if there are a lot of questions, I'll probably do a second video with further in-depth analysis into CSR. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and the gameplay, and I will see you guys later.